Yo.
Welcome back to the J&E Comic Cast for episode 66.
Yo, 66?
66, my boy.
That's wild, my boy.
Well, he back. We got an interesting episode this week. We got a little bit of
Interessante.
She-Hulk, the ending season finale of She-Hulk. Then we got Star Wars Andor. And then a little bit of Gotham Knights, which is dropping next week. A little trailer, sneak peek of what we're gonna see. But Egg, how you doing this week? How's your week been, bro?
It's been interesting. I'm happy for the weekend to relax.
Yeah, for
How's
sure.
your week been, my boy?
Busy. Can't complain though. But
it's cool to see you back to your regular color. Last week we were here filming and you were tomato red, and now you're back.
I was red. Oh yeah, I was burnt.
Yeah. From your beach
I'm gonna be
trips.
burnt tomorrow too.
Oh, your work trip. Oh,
yeah.
My gosh, he's gonna be burnt tomorrow.
I always get burned. If you guys haven't noticed, poster back up. Good, you know.
Oh,
shout out to Dad. You know, help
20
me put
weeks
it back
later.
Up. Yep.
Actually, I don't know. It'd be interesting to go back and find out exactly how long that poster's
been. It's been months, probably like 6 months since that thing has been down. So poster's back.
It looks good. It looks
back.
good. It looks good.
Clean. We're ready. We're here to record.
We got the light in our face now.
Yeah, and we got a key light. Shout out to Elgato Key Light hooking us up. Not sponsored, but you know they took my money.
Oh my gosh.
Egg, let's get into this episode. We got let's start off with, what did we say we're gonna start off? She-Hulk?
She-Hulk.
More like Trash Hulk.
She-Hulk
right?
season
finale was
finale.
garbage.
Hopefully a series finale. Let me stop.
No, it seems like they're gonna make a season 2. It's kind of hinted out with the episode.
Or maybe we get a movie. Who knows?
Broke the 6th wall barrier, 7th wall barrier, 8th wall barrier. These barriers.
She broke a lot of barriers. And all of them were good.
A little recap for the show, if you guys haven't been keeping up with it. This episode was focusing on her figuring out who's
Hulking.
The Hulk King, who's trying to make her look bad, and come out to find out it was
one of her clients / people who are trying to date her.
Yeah. So he was I guess like She-Hulk. It can't be a female, anti-feminist or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way to put it as.
He was an internet troll with a lot of money and devious schemes.
Yeah, but pretty much the show was awful.
Overall, you think that? Wait, hold on. Let's go to the recap. So she's trying to find out who it is. Her friend ended up finding out who it is. Coincidentally, they're having a meeting at the same place where Emil Blonsky's doing his treatment center. She goes into the middle of the meeting. She sees Emil turn into the Abomination. Can't think of the dude's name. Hulk King ends up getting some of her blood and turning into a Hulk himself. He tries to beat her up. Abomination saves her. The Hulk comes out of nowhere, aka Mark Ruffalo, drops out of nowhere and goes, "Get your hand off my cousin." And Emil goes, "It's not what you think." And then they start fighting. And then she breaks a fourth wall or whatever, breaks a Disney Plus wall, goes into making Marvel.
Kevin.
So the writer, finds a robot named Kevin, Kevin.
Kevin.
What is it? I think it's like knowledge something. It was dumb. He has a hat on. He basically told her, "Yo, like, you know,
get out."
Yeah, I'm doing this because this is what everybody wants. And she's like, "Oh, well, let's make some changes." And she reverses the dude having powers. She takes Hulk out of the picture. She does a bunch of stuff. Emil,
she brings
powers,
back
goes to jail. Brings back
Daredevil because she likes him, and they start dating. And
and then the episode basically ends with her having a family dinner, like in Fast and the Furious, and the Hulk introducing his son Scar.
We are family.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, family.
Familia.
Yeah.
This is Brazil.
This is yeah.
This is Disney Plus.
They're all barbecuing and whatnot.
It's so garbage. Garbage. Made no sense. Didn't care.
Yeah, well, you know what? And Emil goes back to jail, and in the end credit scene, Wong breaks him out.
Yeah. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing more of that, not gonna lie. but we got, like Egg said, we saw Hawk's son Scar, which was pretty cool. Again, Young Avengers Protocol soon to happen because he had powers.
Yeah, he was transformed. He was born.
Who's the mom?
You know, I looked it up because I wasn't too familiar with the whole storyline, the whole Planet, Planet Hulk.
Because it's like there's so much just questions with Disney Plus. Phase 4 has been, other than other than certain things, Phase 4 has not been.
He's from Sakaar. His mom is another warrior. Trying to think of her. I'm looking for her name.
Phase 4 just has not been it, bro. Phase 4 has been a little left out.
The Old Strong. Okay. And so she has powers connected to the planet. So she has super strength to her and Hulk get together and have Hulk Jr. named Scar.
Yep.
Who's in control of his powers as well.
Let's see how that works into Phase 5.
Shout out to IGN for the information.
Pretty much, there was nothing big from the show. There was nothing worth talking about. All reality, I give the show like a 3. What's the Miss Marvel?
This is a cool pic. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, I'm trying to not get the glare in there.
Well, we had the key light on, so I'll throw it in the edits if anything.
Yeah, you kind of see Hulk back there with his son.
Yeah.
Sorry for the glare there. You know, just I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
That's fine.
I think that
you're wrong.
Yeah,
you're
probably
right.
No,
go.
And I think the show was different,
Wrong.
you know, and she kind of made fun of it. You know what I mean? Well, some of the things were funny. The
Yeah.
show had its funniest moments for sure. When she brought the whole, when's the X-Men coming up? I think that was pretty funny. There were some things that were interesting. You know, she asked about a movie, and Kevin said no. But it looks like we're going to get some kind of either Planet Hulk movie.
I think they overkilled the... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, man.
I just think they overkilled the breaking the barrier, the fourth wall. I think they just really overkilled it. Like, at first it was like, oh, okay, she did it. Then she kept doing it. Then it kept going on. And then finally she physically broke the wall on She-Hulk. And then they like, the season finale, like, I don't understand what was the point of the show. The show had no meaningful point to introduce what's going to continue on Phase 4, what's going to be transition into Phase 5. There was nothing worth that being in there. Yeah, bro. I didn't understand.
Yeah, it was weird, you know, because I was kind of all for the way the episodes were playing out. At first I wasn't, then I was like, oh yeah, interesting. Where we weren't getting an overall arc, you know what I mean, to the episodes. And at the end, you know, with the last episode, with the way it ended in a serious tone, and then this episode kind of started off as in a serious tone. I thought, oh, finally we're gonna get like a really good episode. You know what I mean? And the finale ended up being like this jumble of a mess. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those. It was kind of a letdown with the way that it played out. I'm fine with the comedy that the show has, because I thought the show was funny. I thought it had its really funny moments. I really caught myself laughing, but I feel like you gotta walk a fine line. You know what I mean? There's a fine line that you have to walk when you're making a show and you're trying to be funny. I don't think you could be funny 100 or 90% of the time. You know what I mean? And especially when you have such a serious episode before. You know what I mean? Or a serious end to an episode. I wish they would have continued with that tone, had it end strong, and let it be done in that sense. You know what I mean? But the way that it ended, I thought it was really sloppy. I thought it was kind of like a cop out, like a really dumb way to just be done with it. Yeah, and so
the last episode felt really rushed. Like they didn't even know where to go with it.
Well, I didn't have an issue with the last episode. I had an issue with this episode. You know.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh, they meant the last episode, like
no.
They meant like the previous episode.
No. I'm talking about
this episode. This week. It definitely felt rushed. It felt like they had no idea where they were going.
How they gonna end it?
Yeah, and it was kind of dumb for them to be like, oh well, you know, we're gonna make a big thing about people trying to get her blood throughout the entire the one overall overarching.
One time they tried.
You know what I mean? Arc that they had going on through the thing. oh, we're gonna go ahead and try to get to her blood, and then we get to the last episode, and she's like, oh, why are we doing that? Let's cut that out of the whole story. I thought that was dumb. You know what I mean? Because you were building up this plot to be something serious, and then you just throw it out the window for no reason because it's too much like other stuff. You know what I mean? If that was going to be the case, then don't even create the plot at all. Don't create something and try to hype it up and have it be this mysterious element just to completely kill it in the last episode and waste, you know what I mean? Like basically nullify everything that we've gotten before that point. I thought it was really dumb. I thought it was really sloppy by Marvel, really poorly handled. And I felt like the show deserved better. So overall, like actually I do agree with Josiah. Other than the whole Scar reveal, which might lead to a movie or another Hulk or more Mark Ruffalo as Hulk, who I really enjoy. Yeah, I was really disappointed with the show, and I have to give it, like Josiah said, like a 5 or something.
And I don't have anything against any of the actors. I think all the actors did an amazing job. I have against the writers. The writers are the letdowns here. The writers messed up the show. The actors did well. They did their best. The main actor, she killed it. I think she played the perfect She-Hulk.
Yeah, she was fantastic. I really liked her as She-Hulk as well.
I really liked her as She-Hulk as well. But the writing and the story was the issue.
Yeah, I have to agree. The one cool thing I will say that I did enjoy the episode is if you guys are fans of the old Hulk show, the intro that they did with her was very like a throwback to that Hulk show. So I thought that was a really cool thing that they did. I really enjoyed that. But than that, the last episode was a complete letdown, and it almost completely derailed the show for me. So
yeah, alrighty. That's pretty much it. Another Disney Plus show that we had this week was Star Wars Andor.
Oh, really quick. Sorry. Yeah, no. Just so you guys know, Josiah and I were talking about this before the show. After She-Hulk, we in a couple weeks we'll have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and that's it for Phase 4. So, I'm curious. I'm hoping that Phase 4 ends on a strong note, because it had so much promise, and I feel like Phase 4 has just been really rushed and kind of all over the place.
I think Black Panther is going to be amazing, nonetheless. But you know how Marvel does their end credit scenes to lead up what's to come. I think that's going to be very important for them to moving forward. Like, because I think Black Panther, I have no concern or no worries for Black Panther. I think it's going to be amazing. I think they're going to kill it. That's where it's going to be like, okay, what are you going to try to introduce into Phase 5? What are you going to try to introduce into Phase 5?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Which, Josiah and I will talk about that more when Black Panther drops. But so yeah, just I want to make a comment of that. I wanted to make you guys aware. And we're about to get to end of Phase 4. So Josiah will probably have an episode looking back on Phase 4 and
that's what I was going to mention too. Yeah. Me and Egg were talking off cam as well that we are going to also, since Marvel is going to be the next Marvel thing after Black Panther, it's not going to be until February, the Ant-Man and Wasp. We have ideas planned for you guys, so keep that in mind. And we got maybe coming soon some more comic book reviews as well, so keep that in mind as well. So we got a little things that me and Egg are working on, and to bring you guys some content further, because we're gonna be out a lot of shows and things after Andor and Tales of the Jedi, and pretty much after Black Panther, after November. It's gonna be we gotta make our content somewhere. So yeah, we're gonna bring that to you guys. All right, Andor,
yeah.
All right, Egg, you want to start us off with that one?
Yeah. Andor for me at least is the show that continues to surprise me. It was, like I said multiple times, it was a show that I was least excited about. Watching this episode, especially with the tense way that the last week's episode ended, I didn't know what to expect, and visually it was fantastic. The whole God's Eye ceremony thing, and it expanded Star Wars lore, giving us a little bit of like a little bit of a ritual or a celebration of the people of that planet. I think the name of the planet is Aldani have. that whole scene was like visually amazing. I thought it was really cool watching the TIE fighters in action. Anytime you see a TIE fighter, I don't know why. I just go. My mind goes back to episode 4. So watching TIE fighters in action always gets me excited. The way the whole robbery played out, you know what I mean. The emotions the way it played out. They lost 2 people on the planet had died. 2 people died. In the planet, I think one of them was the general. The other one was one of the other guys that he was a ex stormtrooper. He died. And then you had the young guy who was writing the manifesto about the empire and people rising up against it. I was kind of surprised, I didn't think his death was going to affect me, but I thought it was a really sad thing, Andor taking out the one guy that was trying to betray everybody, skiing. I thought that was a crazy scene. I didn't see that coming at all. Excuse me. I thought Andor was going to potentially leave with the guy. You know what I mean? When the guy offered him, hey, here's 40 million, let's dip, But then he was going to be looking over his back, so I could see why he went ahead and he shot the guy. I didn't think he was going to shoot the guy, but I was really surprised with how he handled that. The last scene with the guy who basically set the whole thing up with him laughing in his shop, over the heist going through. I thought that was a really cool way to end the episode, But you can tell obviously that things are not going to moving forward go the way that everybody thinks they're going to go. I thought it was another cool thing that we got another shot of the galactic, of the chambers where Yoda and Sidious fought, and Sidious did all his dirty work in the Senate chambers. All in all, you know what I mean? I thought this episode was great as far as expanding Star Wars, expanding what we know, expanding the universe, giving us more information, moving the story along. It didn't feel like a filler episode. It was tense. You know what I mean? I told myself after watching it, I want to sit down and rewatch this episode. And I can honestly tell you that does not happen a lot when I watch a show. So this episode in particular was one of the episodes that made me feel that way. It was a great episode overall, 8 out of 10. I'd have to give it nothing less.
I have to agree with Egg. Me personally, I am struggling to get into the show. It does feel a little drag for me. But I think it's going to be a show that I'm going to have to go back and rewatch to get the full understanding and the concept for it, to really grasp what they're trying to tell us. I think I'm struggling a little bit because not getting any Jedis, the usual Star Wars stuff, and I think that's what it's a different, it's its own different Star Wars story, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know it is. You know what I mean? It's the way it's playing out. It's Andor's story to how he became somebody fighting against the Empire in his own way. So
yeah. So, anything you're hoping to see in the show, Egg? Like you're looking forward to hoping they mention or bring up?
No, I think we're gonna end up seeing Saw Gerrera at some point. Who was played by Forrest Whitaker's character in Rogue One. It would be pretty cool to see them tie certain things, maybe to episode 4. Maybe we see Bail Organa, or there's so many different things that they can do with the show. I like the overall kind of theme of it. I like that Cassian is a guy that's not easily liked. He's a guy who's kind of scummy. He's a guy who doesn't really have morals. He's looking out for himself, and I like the whole thing that one of the things I like about the show too is that it just kind of we've gotten spoiled by Jedi. You know what I mean? Using their powers and kind of going 1v everybody. You know what I mean? To do things for the good of the people, and it's kind of interesting to see somebody without powers. You know what I mean? Who's not a great person, who you can kind of dislike. You know what I mean? You can make an argument that he's kind of a jerk. It's kind of interesting to see like his evolution, his growth, and how a normal person fights against the Empire. So I'm curious. I want to see more of that. I want to see him continue to struggle to do the right thing. I want to see him fail. You know what I mean? Fail, and then eventually succeed. I like his story. I still don't know that we needed an Andor story, but I will say that the story that we're getting has been great so far. So shout out to Disney, man. Listen, I gotta
Disney
give you
has
credit
been
where credit's
doing
due.
a little. The show's a little bit better with this Star Wars. The shows for Star Wars, it seems like they have a better budget than Marvel or better writing.
Except Boba Fett, man. I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah, Boba Fett
was terrible.
Yeah.
And there was one redeeming quality, and that was Mandalorian, and that was it.
Yeah, but Mandalorian has been a great show. We had Obi-Wan has been amazing. Andor, again, it's a show that me personally is struggling to get into, but a lot of people has been giving it hype, a lot of good reviews. A lot of people that I talk to about Star Wars has been loving it. So something I know I got to work on and getting into fully. Maybe I'm going to rewatch this week's episode. Maybe there's something I missed.
Yeah, it was a strong episode.
Alrighty. DC?
Yeah. So Jay and I, we have Jay actually sent to me this week. And I thought it was fantastic. With the release of the game coming up next week, Jay and I have been talking about how we're going to showcase the game. So be on the lookout for that. There's a very good chance that Jay and I actually stream the game and us playing the game next week. We'll let you guys know. Stay tuned on our social medias. But for now, Jay and I are going to show you the newest trailer that they released, basically showcasing
Gotham
Knights. Heroes. Yeah, so
I'm so excited.
Here we go.
Sidekick. Inadequate. Replaceable. Stubborn. Unreliable. In over your head. Untrustworthy. Uncontrolled. A monster. Pretender. A pale imitation. A wise, cracking disappointment. Is that all you see when you see yourselves? Because I see more. Master Bruce saw more. He saw greatness. He saw potential. He saw the future of Gotham. Remember, everything he was is within you. And everything he could never be is why you'll be so much more. It's your time now.
Every occasion, I'll be ready for the funeral.
Make sure you get your copy of that because, oh man, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that trailer's sick, man. I was telling you, one of the first things that stood out to me was the whole Robin thing is so cool with the way his fighting style is. I also really enjoyed Red Hood's more aggressive fighting style. If the game plays out in the way the trailer plays out, you can tell that each character is going to have their own unique fighting style. It's going to be a totally different experience. We have Court of Owls. We have, it looks like Nightwing was beating up on police officers. Robin and Red Hood were beating up on nondescript goons. It's a really interesting. The game looks really good. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing
Thick Grayson.
No, the Court of Owls.
Oh, not Thick
Bro,
Grayson.
seeing the Talon's eyes light up at the
Yeah, that was a cool scene too with the owl
graveyard
on Bruce Wayne's headstone. That was insane.
Yeah, the game is gonna be amazing. Next week it drops October 21st. Make sure you get your copy now. I'm about to go today and pre-order the game as we speak.
Today.
Yeah, I have to pre-order it. Get that extra bike bat cycle in the game, bro. I have to get it. So I'll be picking up the copy next week. Next week's episode, I will definitely be talking about it and how much I enjoy it.
Yo, we
hopefully.
may even be streaming it for you guys, so stay tuned.
Yep.
You guys might be doing something interesting next week.
Alrighty, guys. Egg.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us this week, man. As we talked about She-Hulk and Andor and Marvel Knights. Not Marvel.
Marvel
Gotham
Knights? Marvel Knights?
I was thinking about Marvel and DC. Got mixed up in my head. You guys can't tell, but it's dark outside. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Guys, have a great rest of your week. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next week. Same channel, same place, same time. Stay tuned to our social media to see if Josiah and I are going to stream Gotham Knights. We'll catch you guys next week. Take it easy, man. J&E, we're signing out.
Catch you guys later.